Do you feel it? Do you feel it in the air? Do you feel it? Do you feel it? I can feel it in the air.
First points could be had is blocked there by the Scotties. It's going to be picked up and returned. Here comes Dominic Williams. He's at the 40-yard line, on the sideline, down to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Scotties!
Do you feel the buzz, or is it just trust me? Something in the air just above me. Something like a dream state, you call it a clean break. Do you feel the buzz, baby? Do you feel the buzz?
Nice fight there. The hammer shot laid down. Orozco brings out the radar gun and reels back the kill. And Clayt's another tattooing shot that time there. Wow, reels back, fires out of the cannon.
Do you feel it? Do you feel it in the air? Is it just
Kearns dropping back to pass. He's got his man in the flat. It's going to be caught by Brown. Down to the 5. Leapfrogs and into the end zone. Touchdown! Scotties! Brown does his best leapfrog impression, jumping over the defender and actually landing on top of him in the end zone.
Do you feel it?
Do you feel the buzz?
Welcome to Scottie Sports Talk. Catch up on the latest in Highland Community College sports as we chat with coaches and student athletes. Let's talk Scottie Sports. Now, here's your host and voice of the Scotties, Mike Smith.
Welcome into Scottie Sports Talk here tonight. Mike Smith alongside with you here. Of course, we're going to talk about the upcoming softball season. Head coach Heidi Jordan joining us, of course, tonight. Of course, we look at the indoor track season as well, men's and women's basketball. We'll talk to some of the players coming up in a bit. But, Coach Jordan, thanks for taking the time to join us as you get ready for the upcoming season. Fastly approaching coming up here,
yes.
As we are into the month of February, and February 15th, I think it's when you get going.
Yes, first game in Oklahoma, the 15th.
So long road trip down to Oklahoma, then you make a little bit more of a trek down to Plano, Texas, or in that area, of course, for the Cowtown Classic. And we were talking, of course, getting ready for a little preview that we're going to put together on the softball team. But you mentioned that, we'll just start with your opponents, that you're going to play some tough opponents to start the year. And what's going to give you a good litmus test, I guess, of the team right off the bat?
Absolutely. We want to be battle tested when it comes time to playoffs. So, the only way to be battle tested is by playing good teams that are going to put you into a battle. We got to learn to fight. We got to learn to overcome, and not just win. That's not what it's about right now. So right now it's about developing, learning, and being battle tested. So, we won't back down from anybody. We're going to put them into it and let's see what we got.
You bring back, a pretty good group of girls that, some of them earned JAOC conference honors last year. And so I know you're probably going to rely on them for senior leadership, especially early on. But you have a lot of girls that you're kind of excited for, obviously, to bring in. I know you mentioned something to me about athleticism, being a pretty athletic team this year. And how do you think, the team's coming together in practice so far?
We're going to rely a lot on our sophomores. Like you said, we do have some important roles returning. So without our sophomores, we really don't have much of a direction. They've been there. They know what it takes. They're going to be our leaders on and off the field. So we definitely need that. And as far as our freshmen go, we got a big group of new faces. We have like 13 or 14 new faces. So we have a good chunk returning, but we also lost quite a bit. So we're looking forward for these freshmen to really step up, play an important role for us. And we're super athletic. We're excited to see what we have and how they can come together and what they're going to be able to accomplish together.
You've been able to establish a winning culture with the program. Took over as head coach, I believe, 2005.
Something like that. A while ago.
Been to the national tournament several times for sure. I know you wanted to get there last year, came up just a tad bit short, but 35 wins is a pretty good season. And I know some of the girls we were talking to them at practice, the sophomores especially, eager to get back to that point and go past it. And I'm sure that was probably, from the sophomores, probably one of the biggest points of emphasis to the new girls coming in.
Right. They're hungry. They want it. Everybody wants to experience what it's like to get to that national tournament and to compete for that title. And the fact that we fell a little short, we just didn't have enough for it that time. So the fact that we fell short, I think they're a little bitter, they're a little hungry, you know. So they want their piece of that action. You know, teams before them have felt it, they know what it is, and they want to know what that feels like. So they know what it takes to get there. So again, hopefully their leadership can step up and kind of mold these freshmen and kind of help them along the way.
A little bit of time, obviously, before you get to those games that we mentioned coming up. But what's some of the things you're going to focus on here in practice to get the fine tuning this all ready to go?
Right. It's baby steps. We're going to screw things up all the time. So they're growing pains, I tell you. And something you do right, you're going to turn around and do wrong. So it's just about failure, being able to overcome that failure and to become a better ball player by understanding that failure and not really tearing yourself up about it. So the sophomores have been there. The freshmen, they're battle tested coming in, just not quite at this level. So we just got to learn how to compete together and learn how to succeed together. And when we fail, we're going to be there to pick each other up. So hopefully we don't have too many failures along the way, but that's what makes us great. Without failure, you can't succeed. So we're kind of expecting some of that to happen.
One other thing that I know you probably draw upon as a coach is the fact that you played here and played softball in general, but right here at Highland as well, and had some success. What was it like to play and be a Scottie in your athletic career?
Back in the day, way back in the day, coming in as a freshman, it's just about playing. It's not, you haven't really realized the tradition or what it really means to put that uniform on. So you're just happy to be playing. Then you realize as you get going and you talk to all the alumni and you see all the fan support and everything, it's a little bit more than that. Then when you start learning the lessons that the game can give you and kind of the character that it develops, it becomes way more than that outside the game. So, my playing years have definitely molded me into the coach and everybody who I am now. Sports are amazing for that aspect. And that's just something we really try to not just pass on to our girls as far as athletic-wise, but, that's what we're trying to create here as far as a family culture and just becoming better people and realizing what that character is that comes out.
I'll let you out of here on this one. What are you looking forward to the most with the upcoming season?
I mean, we have a great group of girls. I can't tell you what girl's gonna, step up for us or anything like that. That's yet to be seen. Each one of these girls were handpicked to come in and play a role for us and to bring their strengths to us. So they all have a very important role. So I'm excited to see how that is all put together. These guys can do a lot of great things, and I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the ride, and hopefully that ride will end up in Mississippi, when it's all said and done, but only time will tell. There's a lot of people out there wanting us not to make that trip and are going to do everything they can to stop us from that trip. So, like I said, we need to be battle tested. So it should be a fun fight.
Well, Coach, thanks for taking the time to join us on Scottie Sports Talk, and I'm looking forward to broadcasting the games this year and seeing the girls in action, and best of luck with the season opener on the horizon.
Thank you.
That's head coach Heidi Jordan of the softball team here of Highland Community College. Be on the lookout for the softball and baseball previews we'll put together on the Scottie Sports Network. And, of course, we'll switch it over and talk some indoor track and field, as we'll be joined by a couple of student athletes on the Scottie Sports Network.
I chose to come to Highland Community College because of the affordability. With my scholarship, I'll be graduating debt-free. But the best part is, I'm getting the same college experience as a lot of my friends who go to four-year universities.
Highland Community College. Enroll today at highlandcc.edu.
Welcome back to Scottie Sports Talk. We now transition to indoor track and field season and joined by a couple of the student athletes, Kira Williams and Tara Bergman. And of course, if you want to keep up to date on the indoor track and field season, you can check out the latest results at ScottieAthletics.com. And a couple of gals that have put together some strong performances as of late are the two gals sitting to my left, of course. And Kira and Tara, you gals competed at KU, of course, most recently. And Kira, I'll start with you, of course, setting a new record, actually breaking your own record previous of the pentathlon, and congratulations first on that. But obviously, I'm sure that was kind of a goal, maybe coming into the season. You get it early on, so I'm sure that was a nice feat to see that you got great performances early on.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. With my coach, Coach Bond, we just kind of just take it one step at a time and everything. Our goal for the end of indoor, hopefully, is 3,500 points. So.
Well, you lead it. I think I was looking in the standings. I think you have like 200-point lead over the next best person so far this season. And I believe you set a PR in the high jump last time you competed there. I saw you out in the Wellness Center getting in some work as well.
Yeah,
but
yep.
I wanted to ask you, too, coming into the season, what was a goal, coming in? Was that a goal, the pentathlon, or did you have some other personal goals, still yet to come?
Yeah, with the pentathlon, that's definitely a goal to break my own record. Again, it's really awesome. The beginning of the season was kind of difficult because I kind of tweaked my hamstring, so I didn't even get to run at our first meet, but back in full force. So.
Tara, of course, you have, I know, some goals. I always talk to you right before the basketball games as you're working the gate there. But, you had some good performances thus far in the shot put. I know you do the discus, too, when it comes to the outdoor season. But great performance at KU, 7th place with a personal record of over 40 feet on the toss, which is your best of the season, I believe. What was some of the goals coming into the season for yourself?
Coming into the season, last year I struggled a bit. So coming into this season, I knew I had to get my mind right and work a little harder. Last year as a freshman, working at the college level, you don't really know what you're coming into and you're adjusting to a lot. And so this year I knew I had to work hard. And my goal was this year to hit 40 feet, and I'm glad I hit it. And competing at KU is always tough. It's a big meet, competing against a bunch of four-year schools, which is always exciting, but I'm glad I hit it. Now I just gotta qualify.
Yeah, close. I think you were real close in doing that. And if you keep your upward trend going, I'm sure you will. You'll get to that point. But you've competed, I think, 4 times thus far in the indoor season. What is something that you continually work on to try to improve your throws?
I know what I need to do. It's just putting everything together. It's the technique, really. I mean, just got to keep doing the weights, all that extra stuff. It's just the little things, like with throwing, there's something, you could do one thing wrong and it just offsets everything, but it'll all come together.
You mentioned something that I kind of wanted to ask you both. Obviously, in track and field, you compete against not only other junior college athletes, but at KU, you competed against 4-year schools and such like that. What's it like to be able to have that different level of competition? Do you feel that it kind of helps push you and make you even a little bit better?
It does. I like competing against 4-year schools.
Oh yeah, I definitely do. Because it's just kind of like, we're only a junior college, which is kind of like.
It's nice to know that you're right up there with them.
Yeah.
Just being at a 2-year.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the rest of the season. Obviously, you got a meet coming up. I think Cavalier Indoor meet is next, February the 2nd, and then Highland Challenge again coming up at home, one later on in February on the 10th. But any other things that you're looking forward to with the indoor season coming up?
I'm definitely looking forward to regionals for the pentathlon because it's going to be here in Highland, so I'm going to have the home court advantage, so I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah, that'll be nice too, being here.
I always like to ask student athletes to kind of get to know you type questions, so all the audience can learn more about you guys outside of your athletic prowess and stuff. So when you get when you're working out, obviously working on your technique for your throws or your high jump or whatever it may be you're competing in, any type of music that you like to listen to? What's the go-to song on the iPod?
Actually, me and the other girl thrower, Taylor, we always listen to Hannah Montana the day before a meet. We were just doing that before we went to eat dinner at the CAF and came here.
So a little Hannah Montana jam session.
Yeah.
Kara?
I don't think I have a specific song. It just kind of just kind of jam out to whatever I'm feeling that day.
You guys have any like superstitions too? I know like obviously a lot of athletes have superstitions before a game time or race time or anything like that. Anything that you have to do to, be ready?
I always like to wear like a favorite kind of pair of socks. Like I don't have like a specific pair, but just like, I don't know, just like cool socks like this. I really like these ones. And then I also have this other pair of Nike ones that are like Nike Air ones. I like wearing those. So.
Tara?
I wear the same bra every meet. I wash it.
That's good. We got good hygiene here at Highland, so just everyone that knows that. But so just so you know, everybody's taking care of the laundry and everything here at college. Because obviously you got to take care of yourself, obviously to get ready for the different meets and stuff. But I'll ask you this too: everyone is attached to their phone, or it seems that way. What is your favorite app on your phone?
Favorite app?
What do you use the most?
Probably my music app, I would think. Definitely my music app.
Of course, everyone uses Snapchat, but I've really been trying to not use social media lately. But that's just what everybody uses.
Snapchat is probably the most popular answer, I would assume. I'll ask you along the same lines, what is your favorite emoji? Or do you have one?
Emoji. I have to think about it.
The rolling eye emoji. Definitely the rolling eye emoji.
I use that one a lot.
Hopefully not in bad things.
I like using the one that's like this. That's like the fingers. That's like that. I use it towards.
What is that one for?
Like, I use it towards people that mean something to me.
Oh, okay.
Like.
See, I'm not hip. I'm apparently.
We're tight.
Yeah. Okay, we're tight. Yeah. Apparently, I'm showing old age right there in that scenario. But Tara, Kira, thanks for taking the time. Obviously, best of luck with the rest of the indoor track season as well, and hopefully you can get that mark that you want and get a few more for yourself. I know. Best of luck in the next few meets, and thanks for taking the time to join us.
Thank you, Mike.
We'll continue on with Scottie Sports Talk. We got to recap the men's and women's basketball teams. We'll do that coming up on Scottie Sports Talk.
I work hard for what I want, for what I need to be better. Paying for college shouldn't be such a struggle just because I'm coming from another state.
It doesn't have to be. At Highland Community College, out-of-state students pay the same as in-state students.
And I can become whoever I want to be at a fraction of the cost of a university.
Discover an affordable technical or transfer education here at Highland Community College.
Welcome back into Scottie Sports Talk. Mike Smith now joined by a couple of the women's basketball players, Nicole Hamalio and Keandra White. Gals, first off, congratulations on how you've had a successful season thus far, 23-0 and longest winning streak in school history, and got the conference play started. A couple of wins there. You beat Heston in the most recent game with a 102-51 victory. And Nicole, I'll start with you. Of course, you get some national recognition with National Player of the Week, Jayhawk Conference Player of the Week for the second time. And what was it like to kind of get that recognition?
I was really happy when I found out. I was like asleep on the bus, and then I woke up and I saw my Twitter. It was like blowing up, and I was like, oh my gosh, Nani, I got the National Player of the Week. And I was so happy. I was so excited.
What? You had some great performances that definitely deserved it. 25 points, career high in the throttling of Johnson County, 108-65. That you guys got the victory there, and so congratulations again on that honor. And Keandra, of course, you step in as a freshman here this year. You've gotten to be able to start a lot of the ball games, but it's probably not an easy adjustment to make coming in from high school to college. How's that going for you? Now that you've logged 23 games of action.
It's still hard. With BJ always on me, I just try to do my best and help the team.
Well, Coach Smith did sing your praises to me when I was talking to him the other day. Of course, he said that you work hard indeed, and that you put in anything that he asks of you. And it seems like that in your kind of a jack of all trades type of player, making plays in any given way. Is that kind of the mentality you came into the season with? Just step in where you're needed and kind of make plays.
Yeah, I did the same thing in high school.
What's one of the things that you like or you think you excel the best at on the basketball court?
Defense.
Why is that?
I don't know. I really like playing defense because without defense, you ain't going to win no games.
That's a good thing because, of course, Coach Smith, as both of you will reiterate, is a defensive-minded coach and, obviously preaching the defensive end of the ball. And, last couple of games, you're able to kind of force some turnovers as you have been over the course of the season, 31, I think, per game, which is best in the nation so far. And Nicole, when you started the conference play, you had that tough game against Labette on the road. What did you see in that game that kind of maybe you had to work on as a team, to be able to understand that you're obviously playing some higher caliber opponents?
I mean, we didn't really play well that game. Like, we were kind of nervous, and I feel like we were kind of like having up and downs like all the time. So we gotta like try to keep up and like don't let it fall. Like, don't relax. Like, keep working hard. Like, even if we have like 20 points over them, gotta keep.
You guys worked hard against Johnson County right after that, picking up the big win at home there, and then against Heston as well. And Keandra, I wanted to ask you about, did you see the difference in, the caliber of opponent now that conference play has started than from what you played early on in the year?
Yeah, really Labette was my first college game, and it was exciting, and I was nervous.
What's been one thing so far, Keandra, that has stood out to you as a memory that you'll take away from the season? Obviously, hopefully, a lot more good memories to come for the rest of the season. But anything stand out to you that you're going to remember from your first year so far?
BJ. He probably one of the best coaches I've ever had since I started playing basketball.
Mm-hmm. Why do you say that?
Because he pushed me to be better, and he bring out better in me.
I wanted to ask you, too, obviously coming in and not kind of knowing what to expect at a college level yet, how is it like as far as the atmosphere for the team? I mean, how did you feel that you fit in right off the bat?
When I first came, I don't know, I was kind of scared. Everybody's bigger than me and stuff. But when practice started, they paired me with Nicole, so I had to work hard since the start.
Did she make you work pretty hard?
Yeah. Lifting. We had to lift every day, and gotta go with her. But Cam and everybody, they just made me feel like it's my second family here.
Awesome. Looking forward to the rest of the season. Obviously, you got Johnson County again. You're gonna play everybody else again as well, of course, coming up. But KCK is coming up on Saturday. Anything particularly that you're looking forward to for the rest of the season? Either one of you. Anything you're looking forward to for the rest of the year?
Like when we won?
Yeah.
Win the whole thing. Yeah.
Start with the conference championship, of course. Then go on top of that. Looking forward to KCK is the next matchup, as I said. Then Fort Scott and Labette. You get on the road against KCK. And what's one thing that Coach Smith has been kind of talking to you now that conference play started that you have to focus on in conference play? Yeah, it hasn't changed. Message changed. So, all right, that answers the question. I mean, the message obviously hasn't changed then in that scenario. What is the message that Coach Smith is giving to you guys?
We can't keep worrying about we beat Johnson. We gotta pick it up.
And that's about us, not about the other teams we play. It's about like us getting better, us getting like prepared for the rest of the season. Not about who we play, it's about us.
Well, and as I talked to the girls from, of course, the track team about the get-to-know-you type questions, Nicole, I've already asked you that, so I'll let you slide on this one this time. Calendar, I'll ask you some get-to-know-you types of questions. Of course, you're from Texas. Obviously moving up to Kansas here in the different types of weather. How are you adjusting to this colder weather?
My skin getting lighter. That's a good thing. It's hot in Texas.
Yeah. From League City, right?
Yeah.
What was it like down there, when you were playing high school ball?
It's very competitive. The school is good. Clear Springs is one of our biggest rivalries out there. They're good.
What is something that you or do you have, maybe you don't, a superstition, kind of something that you kind of gets you amped up for a game?
I listen to gospel music.
All right. And then, I was asking the other girls, of course, about cell phones. It's usually an attachment to most people nowadays. What is the most used app on your cell phone?
Snapchat.
Snapchat? All right. And then I'll ask you this one, too. What is your favorite thing about Highland so far?
My favorite thing about Highland?
I know it's not the weather.
Nani.
We have a nice audience, of course, here. And so you said Mariani is your favorite thing. Yeah? Why?
She's funny.
She's funny? She does have a good sense of humor. That is for sure.
She keep me going every day.
Well, that's good. Hopefully, keeps everybody going, the whole team and that family atmosphere as well. Girls, thanks for taking the time, of course, and best of luck in the next couple of games.
Thank you.
Nicole and Keandra White, of course, joining us here on the Scottie Sports Talk. We'll switch it over and talk men's basketball. We return here on Scottie Sports Network.
What could you accomplish in as little as 9 months? What if out-of-state students pay the same tuition as in-state students? At Highland Community College, we believe hands-on courses are the key to your success. Enroll today at highlandcc.edu.
And we wrap up this week's edition of Scottie Sports Talk, or this edition of Scottie Sports Talk, with men's basketball action, of course, sitting at 17-6 now on the season, 1-1 in Jayhawk Conference play, and joined by a couple of the men's basketball players, DJ Dokes and Jalen Rutherford. Guys, snag a victory on the road in the last game against Heston, 93-75, a nice bounce back after Johnson. I know a tough one there in that one, but of course opened up a conference play on the road with the game against Labette, a 4-point victory. And I kind of wanted to just ask you how the season's been going for both of you. You're new to the program. DJ, in your case, of course, a freshman. Jalen, you transfer in, so you're not new to the college basketball scene, but new to here to Highland. But how's that adjustment coming for you to become a Scottie?
Really good. I love how Coach Cole pushes us so much in practice, pushes us during the game to play hard. It's just really fun. a hard transition coming from high school into college, but it's going good.
Jalen?
It was kind of a bumpy transition at first with all the ups and downs of the season, but right now it's going a lot smoother.
Got into conference play, so a little bit tougher of competition as well. I mean, you guys played some tough competition early on too. I mean, you opened up with Barton, who I think's a pretty darn good team, and so you've had some tough tests. But what's been something of the season so far that you've kind of taken away from maybe a point that Coach Cole has told you guys individually that you kind of trying to work on here for the rest of the season?
One thing I know that I can always learn from him is that he wants us to execute, and he wants us to play hard through everything. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Well, most of the time he always just pointing on just being mentally focused, whether we at practice or we in the game. Like, focus and execution is his main 2 points on the season.
It sounds like that is a reiteration that you've gotten from the beginning of the season, just based on the way you guys said that. That's something that probably he focuses on, obviously, early on, but now at this point, too. What are you guys looking forward to with all the tough games still looming, obviously, in the Jayhawk Conference?
Just coming out and playing our game, do what we're best at. Win.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to the competition. All the big games and all the big crowds. It's just like a rush when you get out there and doing what you're supposed to do.
One of the things that, of course, that you guys have been able to take care of course, this year is being able to play some tough teams, like you said. But last year, I'm sure you kind of saw, when you guys came in, the success that they had. Of course, the conference championship, they got to the region championship game and just missed out on the national tournament in their opportunity to get there. Was that one thing that kind of stood out to you when you guys were entering the program, the success that the team had last year, and you guys wanted to maybe kind of build upon that coming in this year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Coach Cole is all about winning. That's one thing I like about him also. He's all about winning. It makes us more competitive also because he's all about winning.
Jalen, you obviously transferred in, like I said, but is that kind of one thing that maybe enticed you for an opportunity to play here? You saw that it is a program that you could get in and learn and maybe become a better player. If you feel that?
Yes, when I was thinking about transferring, I was always thinking about going to a better program that's winning, and like winning isn't a tradition. So when I was looking and I've seen that they won and I seen they just came a step closer, I was just thinking like all they needed was probably one more piece, and I was thinking I could be that piece that just pushed them over the hump and get past the regional championship game.
Had a good couple guys coming back, that had some experience, but also, you bring in a couple other transfers along with you, Jalen, and some other freshmen as well. How do you feel that the team chemistry is? I mean, you feel you guys, pretty good?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, the team chemistry is great. Like, we enjoy each other every day.
Yeah.
I'm assuming based on the smiles I got from you there, you enjoy yourself hanging out together, have some good times?
Yeah, we always have some good laughs.
Every day.
Nice. Any funny stories so far from traveling throughout the season?
Yeah, it's a lot of funny stories.
Yeah. Any that you can share with us?
We just had a funny story coming up here, right?
Oh yeah, almost ran into a ditch. Yeah.
Did you have some blinders on, or?
No, I don't know what happened.
All right. Well, I'll let you guys out of here on this. I'll ask you some questions, obviously, kind of get to know you type stuff, as well as I've done with some of the other student athletes. But we'll start off with one of the questions that I've kind of asked most of the student athletes. But what's one of your favorite things about Highland?
Oh, I like that it's small. It's a place where you can work on your game, work on school, and not have so many distractions. If I was to go to a place bigger, that's what I like about Highland.
My favorite thing about Highland is my teammates. I get along with them so well, and they just probably one of the best teams I've ever been on.
Yeah, true.
I get that a lot. The camaraderie of the teams, has been a big thing, and a lot of student athletes enjoy that here in the atmosphere of Highland Community College. And what's one or two things that you've got to do, or to get ready for a basketball game? Like superstition, or something that you got to like Kira said she had the socks that she likes to wear. Anything like that?
One thing the team always does is pray, but I try to stay away from superstitions.
Yeah. Prayer, Just we listen to music too before home games in the locker room. Yeah.
What's the go-to music?
NBA YoungBoy, that's what we listen to.
Mm-hmm. That usually on most game days, then?
Yeah.
With the cell phones, I asked the other athletes what their most used app is. Obviously Snapchat's pretty popular. Twitter, I guess, would be mine in that scenario. But what's the go-to app on your cell phone?
SoundCloud.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is Snake versus Block. I like that game.
I have no idea what that is. What is that?
It's a pretty corny game, but I like it. It's just like the on the what was that, Nokia? You know how they had the little snake game, but they just reiterated it for the iPhone.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
Okay, so it's kind of a little bit of an old school kind of game in a way. Seems like. All right. Well, guys, best of luck, of course, with the rest of the season. Looking forward to the matchups, of course, coming up. KCK on Saturday on the road. Fort Scott after that. Best of luck to you guys in the rest of the season.
Thank you.
DJ Dokes and Jalen Rutherford join us on Scottie Sports Talk. Of course, follow us on Twitter at HCC Scotties to keep up to date on all of the Scottie Athletics and ScottieAthletics.com. Upcoming broadcasts, we will be at KCK coming up on Saturday. Of course, we'll have the game against Fort Scott as well on the Scottie Sports Network, so stay tuned for that. Stay tuned also for the next edition of Scottie Sports Talk.